NPR just revealed that music influencers are regularly paid by record labels to promote songs without telling their followers. A Boston College study finds that since ChatGPT launched, older workers in the most AI-exposed jobs are leaving the workforce significantly faster. And someone in Russia has launched a service specifically for renting a companion to share barbecue with. While everyone was busy arguing about politics, a bunch of other things happened. I went and searched for them. I'm Keith Conrad, and this is News Side Quest. NPR published an investigation yesterday on something that's been happening in plain sight without most people knowing it. NPR spoke with 5 music influencers who say they often accept payments to post about certain songs or artists without disclosing it. One of them is an influencer who posts on TikTok to over 80,000 followers, where she's been making a quote-unquote cool girl playlist of videos for nearly 7 years. She and others like her receive payments, sometimes from labels directly, sometimes from intermediary agents, to feature a song in their content, creating what looks like organic enthusiasm for music they discovered and loved. It's advertising that doesn't look like advertising. The FTC's guidelines for social media influencers are clear. Creators must disclose any financial relationship with a brand they post about. If the endorsement is in a video, the disclosure must appear not just in a caption, but as superimposed text visible on screen for long enough to be read. The rules exist specifically because undisclosed paid promotion misleads audiences who would make different judgments about a recommendation if they knew it was being paid for. Magazine and newspaper music reviews are largely gone, victims of the collapse of print journalism. The discovery layer that used to exist, a trusted critic whose taste you knew and understood, has been replaced largely by what looks like grassroots sharing on social media. When someone with 80,000 followers who has spent 7 years building a reputation for authentic taste recommends a song, the follower has no way of knowing whether that recommendation was purchased unless the creator actually says it was. And the creators NPR spoke with are largely choosing not to say so. The quote that has been circulating since the piece dropped is from musician James Blake, who wrote on social media, quote, "If you're an artist, remember that in 2026, there's not a single part of the system that isn't faked," unquote. That's a pretty bleak framing, but NPR's reporting suggests it's probably accurate. I feel like this is probably everywhere at this point, not just music. The scale of undisclosed paid promotion across product categories, lifestyle content, and even financial advice content on social media is significant and growing. The music industry is just where NPR decided to focus this week. So have you ever bought something, listened to something, or watched something based on a social media recommendation that turned out to be a paid promotion? And did finding that out change how you consume recommendations?
I bought 2 by Carl's Jr.
Why do you keep saying that?
Because they pay me every time I do.
The Center for Retirement Research at Boston College published a study this month that runs directly against the conventional narrative. Artificial intelligence may either prompt some older workers to leave their jobs completely, or help make their roles more efficient, but either way, it's having a much bigger impact on them than younger workers. This surprised me. I'd expect experienced workers to be more valuable as AI checkers, not less. The data actually captures something more specific and more interesting. Before ChatGPT launched in 2022, older workers in the most AI-exposed jobs, things like coding, accounting, tax preparation, financial analysis, actually had a career longevity advantage. They were less likely to leave those jobs early than their peers in manual labor. Those knowledge worker jobs used to extend careers, not end them. After ChatGPT, that relationship is completely inverted. Older workers in the highest AI exposure roles are now exiting the workforce at significantly elevated rates. For computer programmers specifically, the number of exits rose by over 25% in the post-ChatGPT period. For accountants and auditors, exits rose by 22%. The researchers are careful not to claim certainty about the cause here. The data shows correlation between AI exposure and early workforce exits, not proof that employers are specifically targeting older workers because of AI. But the direction is kind of clear. The jobs that used to help older workers stay employed longer are now among the jobs most associated with an early exit. It seems reasonable to think those cuts are being made because of costs more than anything else. But the picture from this research is a little bit more sobering. The jobs that used to protect older workers from early retirement are the jobs that AI is most capable of performing. When AI can do much of what a 36-year-old senior programmer does, the cost calculus shifts a little bit. Not because the programmer is less capable than a younger colleague, but because their compensation reflects 35 years of experience that the employer no longer values as highly when an AI tool is available to basically do the same thing. Have you seen AI used as a reason to move out experienced workers rather than entry-level ones? And does that match what you expected when all this started a couple years ago?
I'll keep it short and sweet. Family, religion, friendship. These are the three demons you must slay if you wish to succeed in business.
Oddity Central reported this week on a new Russian platform where lonely people can go online to rent a companion specifically for the purpose of sharing barbecue and beers. Not dinner, not a date, not a walk, a barbecue with beer. A real person will show up, sit with you at the grill, share some food, have a few drinks maybe, make some conversation, and presumably leave when the food is done. The fee is described as modest. The offering is described as companionship at the grill. This is the most specific skill I think I've seen anyone offer for a fee. But what the existence of this service actually says is more interesting than you might think. A barbecue is not an activity most people would classify as requiring a paid companion. It's outdoors, it's casual, social by design. It's historically created its own crowd, the smell of the grill being one of humanity's most reliable social attractions. The fact that there is a market for paid barbecue companies of very specific measurement of just how severe the loneliness problem has gotten. Not, I'm lonely, I need a therapist lonely. Not, I'm lonely, I'll download an app lonely, but I want to grill some meat outside and have someone to share it with, and I can't currently get that to happen without paying for it, kind of lonely. I mean, that's a whole different level. We tracked this thread all year long, basically. The $300 gym social club, the postmodern Times restaurant running on donations, the Solitude influencer with 195,000 followers, the American Time Use Survey showing socialization time down 22% over the last couple of decades. All of it points towards the same conclusion. The informal social infrastructure that used to fill the spaces in a day, the neighbor at the fence like Wilson and Home Improvement, the coworker at the water cooler, the friend who showed up because there was food, it's all eroded in ways that leave a very specific gap, and people are filling it in very specific ways. What's the most creative or unconventional way you found genuine human connection when the normal rules weren't available?
I don't know why they call this stuff Hamburger Helper. It does just fine by itself, huh?
A family checked into an Airbnb for the first time and discovered photos of themselves on the wall. Images that appear to have been sourced from their social media profiles and printed and framed by the host. The family described the experience as spiraling. This sounds like the setup of a horror movie. And I want to say that whatever review this property received was probably not 5 stars.
No, sir, I don't like it.
Ontario Provincial Police issued a public advisory asking people to please not bring grenades to police stations following multiple incidents of residents arriving with old World War II era munitions found in their homes or in storage. I mean, this is actually probably solid advice for anywhere, not just police stations.
That's good advice.
Zara has released a pair of pants that have gone viral because they cause wearers to faceplant. Apparently, it's due to a design feature that restricts stride length in a way that isn't obvious until someone tries to walk in them at a normal pace. Your knees may be scarred, but you'll look good doing it. Fashion has always required sacrifice. This is just more specific sacrifice than usual.
I weep for the future.
Astronomers have discovered sugar molecules in space near a star-forming region in a way that adds to evidence that the building blocks of life's chemistry are distributed throughout the universe. Def Leppard was unavailable for comment. Sugar's been there for a while, we're just now seeing it.
The cosmic ballet goes on.
That's it for new side quests. 3 questions out there for your consideration. Whether paid promotion has ever fooled you and changed how you consume recommendations, whether you've seen AI used to move out experienced workers rather than entry-level ones, and the most creative way you found real human connection when the normal routes weren't working. Shoot me an email at newsidequest@gmail.com or pay a visit to the Substack comments. See you tomorrow.